Niall Harden and Sarah Wiley moved from the UK with the hope of making Australia their permanent home.
Yeah, we've been working basically the whole time for about 5.5 years now. We're on a temporary visa, on a bridging visa.
They were both working at Mona, the Museum of Old and New Art in Hobart. But coronavirus has closed Mona, along with the rest of the Australian tourism industry.
We just did a little bit of deep cleaning and put the place in the pack down mode. Yeah, it was really quite an emotional week, saying goodbye to people and not being sure whether we'd see them again, you know.
Because they're not permanent residents, they're not entitled to the government's new $1,500 a fortnight wage subsidy payment.
We certainly don't have 6 months worth of savings. You know, family might help us out a bit, but I really don't know what the plan is.
We've spent more than half a decade living here, trying to build a home and community here and paying the same taxes as everyone else. We have made it quite clear that we intend to stay here and keep doing that. It feels like we've been a bit left behind.
The JobKeeper program is designed to keep workers connected to their jobs during the pandemic. But with temporary residents excluded, those connections might be severed.
I think you could make the argument that because they've been contributing their tax payments, they ought to have some unemployment benefits, unemployment insurance paid to them. It's not as if they're free riding. I mean, they're here, they're working.
While the Australian Industry Group sympathises with the plight of temporary residents, it warns including them in the scheme would not be cheap.
The reality is that if you include families, there's about 2 million people across Australia who are eligible for work, who are not permanent residents. And it would be a massive burden to the taxpayer to cover all of those, something around $40 billion.
This is a cast.
Lauren Wind worked as a full-time casual for the past 8 months in the art department of a Melbourne events company. Now out of work, she's doing sculpture at home to keep her hand in.
I can do everything from pre-production, designing things on the computer, to having them like 3D printed or laser cut, that sort of stuff, as well as sculpting.
She isn't eligible for the job subsidy because she's been employed for less than a year.
In creative industries, the contracts usually aren't that long. We're all kind of just in this weird no-job limbo.
Lauren Wind is eligible for the Job Seeker payment while she's not receiving an income. Job Seeker has been boosted by an extra $550 a fortnight, but it's still less than the JobKeeper payment.
I'm definitely disappointed that the Job Seeker payment is less than the JobKeeper payment, especially because I technically am a JobKeeper.
We're going to be replacing the lights, ceiling fan, and there's some switches to replace as well.
The coronavirus pandemic has been a major blow to Simon Wilkinson's electrical business. He's had to stand down some staff and cut the hours of others.
The moment I saw the work declining, I knew I had to do something. So the full-time electricians have gone to a 4-day week. The apprentices have gone to a 3-day week. And then the office staff have either gone to a 3-day or a 2-day week as well.
He estimates that his cash flow has fallen by up to 60%, but wants to keep workers on the books.
Our staff have got mortgages and kids that they need to support, so we really are doing whatever we can to keep this business running.
He supports the JobKeeper program, but says he can't afford to cover the wages of all his workers before the money starts flowing.
I have had to put them on unpaid leave while we go through this. It is really about surviving the next 4 weeks from my point of view.
In Hobart, even though they don't qualify for any government support, Niall and Sarah say they will do everything they can to stay in Australia.
It's been such a long slog to try and stay here and to feel home here. It's been everything that we've been working towards for years and years now. I can't even really think about it.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 7:30's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.